Hi, welcome back to Z-fari, the video book. Today we're going to read the first section of Chapter 8, where Ike asks Bibi an important question. Hope you enjoy it. If you're ready, just get comfortable and listen up. Here we go. Bibi decided to leave the Barrett at home today. The Marlin was much lighter to carry, and it was a beautiful sunny day. He put on his bandolier and his shoulder strap, slipping in the Glock, and strapped his papa's knife to his leg. He walked upstairs out of the basement. He had moved all of his work equipment into the basement to keep it all in one place. Wished Mrs. McGee good morning, grabbed his lunch from the fridge, and walked out the door. He reached the wall and climbed the stairs to the platform. Ike was there at the top, same as always. "Morning, Ike," Bibi said. Ike smiled and said, "Morning, Bibi. It's going to be a pretty day." He continued with the overnight report that he always gave when Bibi arrived for work. "Slow, quiet night last night. The owls were hooting in that big old tree you're shooting holes in. There's probably not a zombie within 5 miles of this platform. You're going to have a boring day. You could probably even take a nap." Ike laughed, a hearty, clear, innocent laugh that reminded Bibi why he liked Ike. "Well, Ike, if that's all there is, you'd better get back home to your bride. She's not going to let you take a nap," Bibi said, smiling and enjoying Ike's face, blushing bright red. Yep, Bibi thought, this is a good old boy I can count on. Ike smiled, the blush slowly fading, and busied himself with the little chores of leaving. Bibi turned and began to unpack his supplies for the day. He walked over to the supply shed, opened the door, and put his lunch in the refrigerator. Bibi?" Ike said, and Bibi turned to him. "Ike? We've only been working together for a little while, but you seem like a good guy." Ike hemmed and hawed for a minute more. "I was wondering," Bibi waited. "Ike, what do you want to say?" "Look, I've got an idea. It could make us some real money." "The patrol pays us pretty well, Ike," Bibi reminded him. "Yeah, that's true, but Allison and I want to buy a home and have a family, and that can be expensive. A trooper's pay won't pay for that." "Okay," Bibi said slowly, dreading what might come next. "Can I trust you?" Ike asked, looking into Bibi's eyes, and Bibi noticed trembling almost imperceptibly. Bibi closed his eyes and took a deep breath. "I'm probably going to regret this," he told himself. When he opened them again, he returned Ike's intense stare. "You can trust me, Ike." Ike turned away from Bibi and walked to the point of the platform. Bibi walked over to stand just behind him. "You can trust me," Bibi told Ike again. Ike was the one to take the deep breath. He exhaled and nodded mostly to himself and turned to face Bibi. "Okay, you can't tell anyone what I'm about to say. Promise," Ike demanded. "Promise me that you won't." Bibi held out his right hand. "I promise, Ike. Nobody. This is between you and me." Ike shook his hand. "God, this is hard," Ike said almost to himself. "Okay, Bibi. I got a phone call the other day," Ike explained. "A man's voice asked me if I wanted to make some easy money. At first I said, no thanks, and was about to hang up. And then the man said, 'What about Allison? What can you give her with your shitty job up on the platform? You're stuck in bumfuck Kansas with no real chance for anything better. And you've got bills.' And he rattled off all the money I owe, bill by bill. It was spooky. And then he said, 'Look, if you want to make some real money and give that sweet little girl a future, meet me at 10 p.m. in Leaker's parking lot on North Broadway.' And he hung up before I could say anything. I went to the call log to see who had called, but the number was 000 000 0000. I hit the redial button, but all I got was dead air." Bibi stared at Ike, hoping that his mouth hadn't fallen open. "So I went to Leaker's and parked as far away from the lights as I could. I backed into the space so that I could get out of there fast if I needed to. After about 20 minutes, a black Mercedes S550 pulled up in front of my little Lumina, and 2 really big guys got out. I was fucking scared." Ike went on, "I got out to see what they wanted. I had my little 22 LRSW 43C filled with CCI stingers, so I had some backup if things went bad, but the 2 goons just wanted to talk." Bibi listened. It was like a bus full of nuns stalled on a railroad track with the doors jammed and a Union Pacific EMD Centennial hurtling toward it, hauling 100 cars filled with coal. He knew what was coming, but he couldn't look away. The bozos wore fancy silk suits and $200 neckties. It was a miracle they were able to get their coats on with all of the muscles bunched under the fabric. They spoke softly. They said that they represented two important men who liked to hunt. These men wanted to shoot a zombie from a platform, just for fun. I told them to call Sergeant Earhart in Wichita and she would help them sign up for the patrol. The bruiser on my right reached out and punched me in the diaphragm. While I was trying to breathe, he told me, "Don't be a wise guy," and laughed at his little joke. When I was able to stand up straight again, the one on the left said, "My employers will pay $2,000 for an hour on the platform, and if they bag a zombie, they'll pay you a bonus of $5,000. They told me that if I agreed to the terms to call a number they gave me, and I could set up a time for their employers to come to the platform." Once Ike had spoken the words aloud, he actually sagged. The thought of strangers knowing everything about him and Allison was bad enough, but the carrot held over his head, promising him that he could give the woman he loved everything he had always hoped to give her, was too much for him to bear. There were so many reasons to tell Ike that he couldn't go along. So many ways this whole escapade could go horribly, horribly wrong. Beebe had managed to escape Ned's death unscathed. He knew that his luck was not good enough to chance this crazy scheme. Couldn't Ike see the minute he agreed the employers owned him? But they were offering so much money for just an hour of risk. And if they actually shot a zombie, I could get the patrol commission too. So why was Ike telling him about this? Beebe decided to ask that question. "Ike," Beebe asked, "why are you telling me?" "Beebe, these guys scare me," Ike said, carefully choosing his words. "I can't do this by myself. There are too many of them. I need backup. I need you. If we have them come to the platform during your shift, there will be two of us, and we can control them. I don't trust them, but I trust you." "What about the money?" Beebe asked. "You and I will split the money right down the middle. These hunters will have to bring the $2,000 for the hour in cash. What about the extra for a hit? They should have that on them in cash too, or we'll never see it." "You're right, Beebe," Ike said. "I didn't think of that." "I'm probably going to regret this, Ike, but I'm in," Beebe said. "Meet me tonight at Jack's, and we'll have a beer and work out the details." "Thank you, Beebe. I owe you one," Ike told him. "You're damn right, Ike," Beebe said.